This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, San Miguel Beermen claim another title, led once again by June Mar Fajardo, whose performance left teammates in awe. Filipino tennis star Alex Eala is breaking new ground as she is now ranked world number 45, the highest ever for a Filipino, following a strong showing at the Philippine Women's Open. The Seattle Seahawks are expected to be sold after Super Bowl 60, ending years of speculation since the death of former owner Paul Allen. Shakur Stevenson stays unbeaten at 25-0, dominating Teofimo Lopez Jr. in his 140-pound debut Saturday at Madison Square Garden. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 2nd of February. Now, here's our roundup. The San Miguel Beermen are champions again. This as they shut down the TNT Tropang 5G 92-77 in Game 6 at the SM Mall of Asia Arena to capture the PBA Philippine Cup crown and secure their 31st league title. June Mar Fajardo dominated with 29 points and 23 rebounds, earning Finals MVP honors, while CJ Perez added 19. Rodney Brondial chipped in a double-double, and Marshall Lassiter provided key outside shooting. San Miguel set the tone early with a 26-5 blast, weathered a TNT rally in the third, then pulled away for good behind interior control and veteran poise. Head coach Leo Austria pointed to discipline and defense as the difference.
Well, it's very obvious naman that players don't want to lose this game because they don't want to have another game on Wednesday. And it's very evident.
TNT got 28 points from Calvin Oftana, but the Beermen's experience and paint dominance sealed a back-to-back all-Filipino title. The San Miguel Beermen added another title to their collection, but this championship still stood out. At the center of the latest run, June Mar Fajardo, who once again anchored the team's dominance and left even veteran teammates in awe. Zeus Valdez has the details.
Another title, another chapter in the dynasty of the San Miguel Beermen. But even for a team used to winning, some performances still leave teammates in awe. At the center of it all, once again, June Mar Fajardo. For veteran shooter Marshall Lassiter, this championship was not just about another ring. It was about witnessing greatness up close.
Man, June Mar's just, I mean, if you want to call him a go or not, but he's something that we all know what he can do and he's capable of. You know, he's inspired so many millions of fans watching. So, you know, I'm just so proud of him, honored to be his teammate, and just there to help him out.
Lassiter, a multi-time champion himself, said what stands out most is not just the numbers, but the work behind the dominance. A grind that continues to pay off for the Beermen's franchise cornerstone. But not every final story belongs to a superstar. Sometimes it belongs to the role player who stays ready and delivers when his name is called. For Rodney Brondial, this championship hit different. With defenses locked in on Fajardo, Brondial found space and made the most of his minutes, all while playing through pain.
Kaya nakala ko after nung game ko nung natapilo ko, hindi na makakabalik eh. Kasi medyo masakit talaga yung pa ako nun. Pero yun nga, nilabanan lang yan. Masasabi ko sulit naman yung pagod tsaka yung sacrifice na hindi.
When momentum swung, it was composure and experience that kept San Miguel in control.
Nagdala sa amin yung experience namin eh. Kasi siyempre alam naman natin, San Miguel, sanay naman natin sa mga ganong mga finals na yun. So yung experience lang namin, tapos yung presence ni June Mar talaga, ni CJ, yung mga teammates ko, yung veterano, si Chris Ross, sila Marcio, hindi mo sobrang composed nila.
But beyond the hustle plays, it was the crowd connection that made the moment even more special. From online blogs to finals heroics, Brondial became a fan favorite under the brightest lights.
Ano lang, ready lang ako palagi. Kung ibigay sa akin na opportunity, ready lang ako palagi. Ready lang ako. Kung tawagin yung number ko, either first 5, second 5, or kahit ka-garbage or ano. Ready lang ako kasi ito yung trabaho ko eh. Blessing talaga na nandito ako sa sitwasyon na to. Sinong mag-aakala, di ba? Yung story, hindi naman iba yung story ko na galing lang ako sa interbarangay lang ako talaga. Tapos biruin mo, nag-champion na nga ako. Biruan nga namin nila Jericho at ni Don kanina. Sabi pare, hindi tayo nag-champion sa UAAP kasi pang PBA pala tayo. Diba? Tinitingnan na lang namin yung bright side ng mga sitwasyon.
In a dynasty filled with stars, there's still room for stories of heart, hustle, but the biggest question now, who would be the reinforcement of the San Miguel Beermen in the import-laden conferences? Reporting for the Scorecard, I am Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Filipino tennis star Alex Eala is making history. The 20-year-old has reached a career-high world number 45 in the latest WTA rankings, up 4 spots from last week. This milestone comes after her quarterfinal run in the inaugural Philippine Women's Open, making Eala the first Filipino to break into the WTA top 50. Eala has been on a steady rise early this season, turning consistent performances into ranking points. And she's back in action tonight, taking on Turkey's Zeynep Sönmez in the opening round of the Mubadala Abu Dhabi WTA 500. Camila Osorio of Colombia captured the WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open singles title at Rizal Memorial, outlasting Donna Vekic in a thrilling 3-set final, cheered on by passionate Filipino fans. Our Sheila Salaysay has this report.
Filipino fans fuel WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open Finals at Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. The historic staging of the tournament reached its climax as 5th seed Camila Osorio of Colombia outlasted 4th seed Donna Vekic of Croatia in a gripping 3-set championship match, energized by the passionate support of Filipino fans. Osorio displayed poise and resilience in the finals, recovering from a drop set to claim the singles title in a contest that drew loud cheers deep into the deciding moments. The Colombian later credited the Manila crowd for helping her stay composed under pressure.
Besides Colombia, this is my top one. No, I mean, it's just, as I said, like they're very, very kind, very loving, and you can feel the passion. So it's very nice to see the energy. And yeah, I think it's in top 3 for sure. Like I really enjoyed the environment.
Vekic, one of the most seasoned players in the draw, pushed Osorio throughout the match. Although she settled for runner-up honors, the Croatian 4th seed highlighted the warmth and enthusiasm of the Philippine crowd as a standout part of her tournament experience.
I think the crowd support has been the best in the whole week. It made really a lot of fun playing out there in front of everyone, and it was really as well pushing us today to give our best and push ourselves to the limit, and hopefully the crowd enjoyed.
While no Filipino player advanced the championship round, local supporters remained deeply engaged, filling the stands, applauding extended rallies, and showing appreciation for high-level tennis regardless of nationality.
We root for all because it's the first time here in the Philippines to host this kind of event. So we're very, very special, I guess. Excited.
The fans' presence was meant to show support for the sport and to make the international players feel welcome in the Philippines. Other spectators expressed optimism over the strong turnout and the lasting impact of hosting the country's first ever WTA 125 tournament, saying the event could inspire future generations and open the door for more global tennis competitions in Manila.
Ito kasing mga anak ko at saka mga pamangkin ko, mga nagte-tennis talaga sila. So every day or weekly, meron silang schedule na twice or thrice a week. So mga tennis fans talaga yung family namin. So nung nakita namin, lalo na dito sa labas, parang lalo ngayon parang nabubuhay na uli yung tennis dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. Tapos nakausap ko pa kanina yung mga coaches na kilala namin diyan. Sabi nila, host pala tayo for 3 years ngayon ng WTA. So parang meron tayong account. So hopefully marami pang maging events like this. So in a span of 3 years, sana makadalwa o tatlo pa tayo na hosting. Kasi ang ganda nung naging host nung preparation.
Sino bang idol niyo sa tennis?
Alex Eala!
As the curtains fall on the WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open, the final stands as more than just a battle for a title. It marks a breakthrough moment for Philippine tennis. With the inaugural WTA 125 now in the books, the finals leave behind not just a champion, but the promise of bigger stages, louder crowds, and a stronger future for athletes in the Philippines. Reporting for the Scorecard, Sheila Salaysay, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
The Seattle Seahawks are expected to go up for sale after Super Bowl 60, according to league and ownership sources cited by ESPN, ending years of speculation after the 2018 death of former owner Paul G. Allen. The Seahawks and the NBA's Portland Trail Blazers have been controlled by Allen's estate since 2018. His sister, Jody Allen, has said both teams would eventually be sold, with the proceeds going to charity. The NFL declined comment, while Allen's family said that there is no new update about the alleged sale, but confirms it will happen in line with Paul's wishes. Sources say the team is now past a threshold that would have required sharing 10% of a sale with the state. If listed, it would be a rare move, a Super Bowl participant hitting the market soon after the title game. Seattle faces the New England Patriots on February 8th in Santa Clara. Executives estimate a potential price of $7 to $8 billion, with Sportico valuing the franchise at $6.59 billion. A jam-packed night in the NBA with career nights, blowouts, and contenders flexing. In Portland, Jarrett Allen went off. The Cavs' big man dropped a career-high 40 points with 17 rebounds and 5 assists as Cleveland rolled past the Blazers 130-111. Sam Merrill and Jalen Tyson caught fire from deep as the Cavs won for the 6th time in 7 games. In Oklahoma City, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put on another MVP-level show. 34 points and 13 assists as the Thunder beat the Nuggets 121-111 on the road. Cason Wallace added a career-high 27 points, and OKC outdueled Denver down the stretch. In Detroit, the Pistons delivered one of the biggest blowouts of the season, crushing Brooklyn 130-77. All-star Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren led the way as Detroit continued its hot stretch. Meanwhile, here are the other results from around the league. Shakur Stevenson may have just arrived at 140 pounds, but he's already looking for his next big test. The unbeaten 4-division champion improved to 25-0 after dominating Teofimo Lopez Jr. over 12 rounds Saturday night at a sold-out Madison Square Garden in New York. Moments after the fight, Stevenson set his sights on Conor Benn, who was in attendance. Stevenson said he wants the fight next, but only with the same hydration clause Ben used against Chris Eubank Jr. last year. That clause limited post-weigh-in weight gain and drew criticism for heavily draining the bigger Eubank. Stevenson says agree to the terms and the fight against Conor Benn can happen. Jarrell Miller grabbed the win and the spotlight at Madison Square Garden in New York. The 37-year-old heavyweight defeated Kingsley Ibe by split decision, improving his record to 27 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws with 22 knockouts. But the fight took an unusual turn mid-bout when Miller's hairpiece came loose. After realizing it on the arena's big screen, Miller removed the toupee and tossed it into the crowd, drawing laughs from fans inside the Garden. Official scores of the bout were 97-93 on 2 cards for Miller, while the third had it 96-94 for Ibe, making the American win by a hair. When we return, the San Miguel Beermen are back on top after crushing the TNT Tropang 5G in Game 6 Sunday at the SM Mall of Asia Arena to claim the PBA Philippine Cup and secure their 31st league title. It's a Grand Slam, or is a Grand Slam, within reach for the Beermen this season. We'll find out later as basketball analyst Jay Mercado joins us live when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. The San Miguel Beermen are back on top, dominating TNT Tropang 5G in Game 6 Sunday at the Mall of Asia Arena to win the PBA Philippine Cup, their 31st title in the league. Is a Grand Slam next for the Beermen? We'll discuss this interesting topic with sports analyst Jay Mercado. Jay, good evening and welcome back to the show.
Good evening, Anton. Thanks for having me.
Jay, as early as now, there is already talk about a potential Grand Slam for San Miguel. Is this something you feel could happen with the way that the 50th season of the PBA has started?
Let's put it this way: among the 12 PBA teams, San Miguel will always have the best chance of winning the Grand Slam. For whatever reason, they are the favorites. They have won the Philippine Cup Conference 8 times under Coach Leo Austria. So essentially, they're the favorites. So the difference, however, and I think this is the big ifs now, the next 2 conferences, the Commissioner's Cup and the Governor's Cup, will feature 2 imports. One import of unlimited height in the Commissioner's Cup and another import of height limit of 6'6" in the Governor's Cup. Now, doon nakakatalo normally. San Miguel hasn't really been known to get the right quality of import. They have very talented imports, pero lagi somewhere along the way, may attitude problem, hindi nag-fit in, hindi na ma-maximize yung performance si June Mar Fajardo. So ultimately, they fall short. And I think that's the crucial part here. If San Miguel wants to win the Grand Slam, and they can, they just have to make sure that they have the right import for them.
Have you heard anything about a potential import that San Miguel is eyeing? I remember Benny Boatwright was a perfect fit for San Miguel a couple of conferences back. Are there any names that you are hearing that San Miguel might potentially get for the next conference or conferences?
No, not as of late. No. What we know is that in the Governor's Cup, Justine Brownlee will be back. What we also know that the reason why Talk and Text won the Commissioner's Cup and the Governor's Cup last year was because of Rondé Hollis Jefferson, who is presently injured at this point and will not be able to play in both conferences. So that's a huge, significant advantage for San Miguel, knowing that TNT might not have the resident import there. However, if you look at it, Benny Boatwright might be a major consideration since he will also be part of the Gilas national pool. So hindi ako magtataka kung somewhere along the way, Boatwright might actually be fielded in for the Commissioner's Cup, barring any injuries, and assuming that he doesn't have any injury right now.
Jay, I want to talk about the success of Leo Austria as well. Norman Black was one of the coaches covering the game. Of course, he's one of the most accomplished coaches in PBA history. Chot Reyes on the other side, also one of the most accomplished coaches. We're talking Tim Cohn, Baby Dalupan. Do you think Coach Leo is starting to move up the ranks in terms of the greatest head coaches of all time in PBA history?
Absolutely. I think it's very underrated and it's very under the radar as well. A lot of people actually think that the reason for his success is essentially because of the talented lineups that he had, that he has right now, especially with having June Mar Fajardo, the best player for several years already. No? Siya ang parang benchmark lagi. No? The thing here is this, though. A lot of people might say that Austria may be handling the best local team. But you look at it from this perspective. Baby Dadupan handled the best local squad in 1976. Tommy Manoto handled the best local squad of Crispa in 1983, as well as the best import in Billy Ray Bates. San Miguel, Norman Black in 1989 had the best local lineup. So I don't think that should be a reason, essentially, to undermine the performance and accomplishments of Coach Leo. I spoke with Jerome Teng a couple of months ago, and we were talking about it in front of the Coach Leo Austria, and I was asking him, ano ba sikreto talaga ni Coach Leo? He knows how to, he has a very good handle of all his players. Nakikinig sa kanya for whatever reason, kahit na sabihin na natin, for example, communication-wise, he may not be as outspoken or as articulate as a Chot Reyes or a Yengao or a Timko, but he gets the message across. And people and his players follow him, and they like him.
And I also liked this one comment that Rodney Brondial made dahil magkakasama yan along with Coach Leo Austria when they were together sa Adamson in the UAAP. Nagbibiruan sila nila Trollano, Jericho Cruz. Hindi tayo nag-champion sa UAAP kasi pang PBA pala tayo. So, I mean, that just says a lot about Coach Leo Austria as a coach. His connection with the players, nandodun pa rin. And the trust is there. June Mar Fajardo, though, 36 years old already, 12 PBA championships, 9 PBA MVPs. How long do you think he can keep this dominant streak up? How long do you think June Mar can continue being the GOAT here in the PBA, a living legend?
3 to 4 years at least. No? He'll probably still be effective at the age of 40 and might still win at least 2 MVP titles now with the way he's playing. The thing with June Mar right now, and the difference between the June Mar of old, he doesn't have to come in and deliver 25 and 20 every single game. If you notice, in the 4 games that San Miguel won in this finals, no, 4 ang nag-deliver. 4 ang iba't ibang best player of the game. No? The first one was Don Toliano. The second one was CJ Perez, which is a remarkable 7-point play, no, in the last few seconds. No? And then you have Rodney Brondial in game number 5. And finally, June Mar with his 29 and 23 yata, no, stat performance in game 6. So, hindi kailangan pagurin si June Mar talaga. No? He doesn't have to be there every time delivering his points. Only when it's needed. And obviously, in Game 6, June Mar felt that he was needed and he delivered.
And of course, they wanted to close it out already, and it was fitting as well that El Presidente Mon Fernandez, who used to help June Mar out sa Cebu, was there handing him that finals MVP trophy. So the chapter continues. The chapter closed, but a new chapter about to unfold in the next conference. Jay, we're looking forward to that and looking forward to speak with you again in the future here on the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Anton. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Jay Mercado with us here on the Scorecard. All right, it's time to keep your eyes on the prize. The 2026 NBA All-Star rosters are now official, and as always, the selection sparked a lot of debate. Yes, the lineups are stacked, but where are these guys? In a league overflowing with elite talent, some big names were left watching from home. Tonight, we break down the 5 biggest All-Star snubs of the 2026 NBA All-Star Game. We begin in Houston. Alperen Sengun may have the strongest case of anyone on this list. The Turkish big man is averaging 21 points, 9 rebounds, and more than 6 assists per game. Those are career highs in scoring, assists, and efficiency. He's also expanded his range, hitting threes at a career best clip while helping Houston surge to 4th in the Western Conference. Now, only 3 players in the entire league are averaging at least 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. And Sengun is one of them. Yet, despite his impact and despite the Rockets' rise, he didn't hear his name called. Next up, Joel Embiid. When healthy, Embiid still looks like an all-NBA force, putting up 26 points per night with solid rebounding, playmaking, and rim protection. The Sixers are nearly 10 points better per 100 possessions when he's on the floor, and Philadelphia is back in playoff contention. But availability mattered. Embiid has appeared in just 28 games this season, and while the production was there, coaches ultimately leaned towards players who were on the floor more consistently. So this one is debatable, and depending on who you ask, the call could have gone either way. Now, on to Los Angeles. James Harden was looking for All-Star selection number 12. Instead, he lands on the snub list. At 36 years old, Harden is averaging 25 points and over 8 assists per game. His best scoring season since 2019. Unlike others, durability is not the issue. Harden has played in 44 of the Clippers' 47 games and has been central to their turnaround after a disastrous start to the year. The Clippers' offense is dramatically better with him on the floor. And the snub is questionable, especially because the Intuit Dome, the home of the LA Clippers, will host the All-Star festivities. And it stings more for the Clippers fans because in the snub list is also Kawhi Leonard. The Claw is having the best scoring season of his career, nearly 28 points per game. He leads the league in steals, leads the NBA in free throw percentage, and is flirting with a 50-40-90 shooting season. When Kawhi plays, he still looks like one of the best two-way players in basketball. Yes, he has missed time, 13 games so far, but on a per-minute basis, very few players in the league have been better. For many, this was the most glaring omission of all. And for our last All-Star snub, MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. Now with Brooklyn, Porter has taken on a bigger role in his career, or the biggest role of his career, and has thrived. He's averaging more than 25 points per game, shooting nearly 40% from 3 on high volume. When he's off the floor, the Nets' offense collapses. Now, yes, Brooklyn is struggling in the standings, but Porter's individual production, efficiency, and shot-making stack up with nearly anybody in the East. Among Eastern Conference snubs, his case might very well be the strongest. So, those are the 5 biggest All-Star snubs of 2026. Some were victims of injuries, others timing, team record, or conference depth. But nevertheless, expect an exciting All-Star game even without these top performers. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.